Police have determined that a threat email to the Maui Jewish synagogue last week was a hoax and a financial scam. The synagogue in Kihei received the message last week Wednesday, which claimed that there was some sort of explosive on its property. The building was inspected and declared safe. Beit Shalom will be holding a prayer service this Friday at 5:30 p.m. in response to that threat.